Good morning and welcome. Today, we don't just begin a new bulletin, we are launching a new edition of an inclusive news bulletin on DD News Meghalaya. Dear viewers, for the very first time in our state, we are proud to bring to you a weekly sign language news bulletin, making news more accessible, more inclusive, and closer to every citizen. Because when news reaches everyone, our society grows stronger together. Before we begin, first let's take a look at the headlines. Chief Minister Conrad K. Sangma congratulates Kitkupar Nongsiat for securing a top 5 finish at the World Championship of Performing Arts in Las Vegas, calling it a proud moment for Meghalaya. IIM Shillong unveils an 8-foot bronze statue of former President Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam on his 11th death anniversary, reaffirming his vision of innovation and nation building. Prime Minister Narendra Modi urges young people to lead nation building, saying developed villages are the foundation of a developed India. And President Murmu launches digital green and inclusive initiatives at the Rashtrapati Bhavan. And now the news in detail. Chief Minister Conrad K. Sangma has congratulated Kitkupar Nongsiat for finishing among the top 5 finalists at the World Championship of Performing Arts in Las Vegas, USA. In a social media post, Chief Minister said Kitkupar's talent, dedication and hard work have brought pride to Meghalaya and inspired young people to dream big. He added that the state was glad to support his journey and expressed confidence that Kitkupar would continue to achieve greater success while showcasing Meghalaya's talent on the global stage. IIM Shillong paid tribute to former President and Bharat Ratna Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam on his 11th death anniversary by unveiling an 8-foot life-size bronze statue at the institute. The statue was unveiled by Board of Governors, Chairman Shishir Kumar Bajoria in the presence of faculty, students and staff who also offered floral tributes. Dr. Kalam had delivered his final lecture at IIM Shillong on July 27, 2015, where he called on the youth to build a sustainable future through innovation and ethical leadership. The institute reaffirmed its commitment to carrying forward his vision of excellence, sustainability, and nation building. The Meghalaya Cabinet has approved the Meghalaya Electric Vehicle Policy 2026, offering an incentive of 25,000 rupees and free vehicle registration for buyers of electric 2-wheelers, 3-wheelers and 4-wheelers. The government is also considering additional benefits under the state's vehicle scrappage policy. Briefing the media on Monday, PHE Minister Marquis N. Marak said the state currently has over 5,000 electric vehicles and commercial charging stations will be established to promote wider electric vehicle adoption. The Cabinet also approved the conversion of the New Shillong Township Development Agency into the New Shillong Development Authority to strengthen planning and development of the township.
So, Cabinet has approved this electric vehicle policy 2026. Government of Meghalaya is promoting our people to go for electric vehicles. So, therefore, Cabinet has approved the compensation of around 25,000 whoever is going for an electric vehicle. 25,000 will be given as an incentive, and also free registration will be given. Totally the registration charge will not be required. Amendment to New Township Development Agency Rules 2012. So this has been amended, and now the government Cabinet has passed as New Shillong Development Authority. hereinafter as the authority of NSDA, New Shillong Development Authority. So this is an authority now. It was an agency before, now it will be an authority.
After nearly 2 years of administrative uncertainty, Northeastern Hill University has begun a new chapter under new Vice-Chancellor Professor S.K. Barik, who has pledged to restore stability and revive the institution's academic excellence. On his first day in office, Professor Barik met teachers, students and non-teaching staff, assuring them that resolving long-pending administrative issues and restoring normal functioning would be his top priorities. Professor Barik said, NEHU can regain its reputation by strengthening academics, research, innovation and student welfare, while calling for the collective support of all stakeholders to rebuild the university's institutional credibility.
You see, I have been always a person who work in collaboration with all the stakeholders. So any decision if we take jointly, it is always better that two brains are better than one brain. So I believe in that philosophy. So whether it is the student body or it is the employees body or it is even the citizens, I would love to have a dialogue, have a discussion and we find solution together so that is permanent, sustainable, because our main objective is to take the university forward. We have to see that the objective for which the university has been established, that is achieved. So these are the administration bottlenecks, whatever the reason may be, in the past it has been created. We will try to address those from the roots. Then we settle down for our research and development works, for community works, for which who is known. Most important is the education. Students should not suffer. So this will be our strategy, so that administration, yes, there has been problem, but I think if all of us we want, we will certainly find a very, very viable and sustainable solution. So the whole day today we have been discussing how to really act so that those issues which have troubled in the past, they don't come again. I am sure we will get a solution soon and will immediately take care of those issues and settle down to our main task, that is the academics, education, even societal work, hardcore R&D, for which NEHU has been known for past more than 50 years.
To make transport services more accessible, the East Khasi Hills District Administration, in coordination with the District Transport Office, will conduct driving tests at 4 block headquarters during August on a pilot basis. The tests will be held at Maukenro on August 7th, Sora on August 14th, Mauringkneng on August 21st and Penosla on August 28th. Deputy Commissioner Abhilash Baranwal said the initiative is aimed at reducing the need for applicants to travel to Shillong, with plans to conduct driving tests in different blocks at least once every month if the pilot is successful.
So basically, in line with the instructions of Honorable Chief Minister of Meghalaya and simultaneously the government of, as part of the overall efforts of government of Meghalaya to bring administration and to bring government services closer to the people, from our district we have taken it up with our district transport officer to try and help these driving tests being conducted at the block headquarters. The idea is that at least once a month, if these driving tests are being conducted at the block headquarters, at least the applicants, driving license applicants of that block will not have to travel to Shillong. They can come to the block headquarters on that particular date and complete their tests over there itself. The number of applicants who have registered from that particular block, but as we see that nearly every adult generally tries to go for driving license. So, and especially if these driving tests are also being conducted in the blocks, we expect that the number of people who will come forward for getting driving licenses will go up. And we have also instructed our BDOs to coordinate with the MVI as well as the local STROM to make sure that requisite infrastructure is there at the block level to be able to conduct these driving tests.
The Department of Tourism, Government of Meghalaya honoured musicians with the Achiever of the Month Music Edition Award under the Chief Minister's Meghalaya Grassroots Music Project at a program held at the Chief Minister's residence in Tura. CM Sangma presented certificates of appreciation to 15 shortlisted CMMG MP groups, while larger than 90 Leo Boys and Chegim Durama received regional special awards. Addressing the gathering, the CM said the initiative aims to recognize local talent and announced that the next edition of the Achiever of the Month program will focus on sports.
And then after that, different departments started doing different programs on their own. So I then called up the different departments and tell them, look, if we start doing all different things separately, the impact is lesser. So let there be one program every month. And every month we will choose a different department. But we will recognize an achiever of that particular department at the Chief Minister's level, again to simply recognize, promote, motivate those particular achievers. So the idea is very simple. The idea is to simply give a pat on your back to tell you that we recognize you, that we are proud of you, and we are here in whatever way possible to support you. The simple idea of Achiever of the Month is that.
The Meghalaya Rural Tourism Forum urged the state government to ban roadside cooking by tourists, saying the practice is causing littering and environmental degradation at popular tourist destinations. After meeting Tourism Minister Timothy D. Shira, MRTF President Alan West Kharkongor called for a government notification prohibiting roadside cooking along with awareness campaigns, better waste management, signboards at entry points and greater community participation to promote responsible tourism.
Jela Meghalaya ru sarkar kala di bende kunju bat ngisnyo nata ka sarkar kam khang kani ka jing e kanang yai jur nang ni sakman ti kata ketika point ban kong e kami ngekren bat I minister jong ka tourism bat na kabastunat kalong ba nakaling jong ila menjur mo ban ila ong bang instruct ya ka tourism department nang taya ka insekren ru bat I deputy chief minister badi ba prestun jong ka home ban issue ya kan notification kamkulo kat bala namaro nakaliang jong iru ila bana bat ila ong hiba kala ima ti kastunat namar ba nakaliang jong minister ula sungtu ini ka kam bat nga try kanum slam ba ikin penmi ini notification kanang ba nyo ban penbena pat ba ya kan ka jing siat pat ba ka jing le lingkrang ka jing penjabo untuk ka jing penjabo mo ba kada illegal bat kan sadon ka fine ya gibri ki ba commit ya kan ka campaign.
Meghalaya Deputy Chief Minister Preston Tinsong launched the East Khasi Hills Grievance Redressal Portal, describing it as a step towards bringing government services closer to citizens and improving public service delivery. He said the portal will enable people to submit complaints and track the status online, while existing grievance mechanisms will continue to function. Tinsong also said the government is working to improve internet connectivity in rural areas and expressed confidence that the initiative will strengthen accountability and ensure faster resolution of public grievances. The Meghalaya government has directed that no felicitation of the Chief Minister, Deputy Chief Ministers, Ministers or other state dignitaries shall be organized at state government programs. The order issued by the Personnel and AR Department states that the only programs attended by a union minister or foreign dignitary will be exempt. Departments have instead been asked to felicitate 2 or 3 public representatives and, if appropriate, allow them to briefly address the gathering. Agriculture Minister Timothy D. Shira says the state government is considering a policy to protect farmers from sudden market price crashes following the recent cabbage price crisis. While noting that cabbage prices have recovered from 1 to 2 rupees per kg to around 10 to 12 rupees per kg, the minister said introducing a minimum support price for all crops is not financially feasible. The move comes after cabbage farmers distributed nearly 6 tons of produce free of cost earlier this month, demanding government intervention to address the gap between farm gate and retail prices.
That is no longer valid because now the price of vegetable has come up. I think about 10-12 rupees per kg. So sometimes temporarily there will be like that. The price of any agricultural products may come down, and all of a sudden they say it goes up again. So up and down the fluctuation is very common. But however, in order to stop, get rid of all this, we can do. We have to think, some other these policies, so that in future the farmers will not face such kind of a situation.
Chief Minister Conrad K. Sangma distributed land patas to 25 long-term settlers of GAD land at Chainap East Lang in Tura, providing them legal ownership and security. He said land settlements will be done only with local consent and described the patas as a symbol of dignity and recognition. Sangma also highlighted upcoming projects in Tura, including the Convention Hall and 2027 National Games. Prime Minister Narendra Modi said the youth are the driving force behind a Viksit Bharat and urged them to actively contribute to nation building. Addressing participants of the Viksit Vibrant Village program via video conference yesterday, he said developed villages are the foundation of a developed India and highlighted the rapid transformation of border villages through improved infrastructure and basic services. The Prime Minister also praised the participation of young women in the program and said the initiative is strengthening national integration by connecting youth with the country's frontier regions. Donor reviews plan to turn Northeast products into global brands. Union Minister for Development of Northeastern Region Jyotiraditya M. Scindia has reviewed the progress of the ministry's unique selling proposition initiative aimed at transforming Northeast India's distinctive products into globally competitive brands. Chairing the Parliamentary Consultative Committee meeting, Scindia said the initiative will focus on branding, value addition, processing logistics, exports and market linkages for products identified by each state. The ministry is currently implementing flagship missions including Lakadong Turmeric Mission in Meghalaya, Muga Silk Mission in Assam, Kiwi Mission in Arunachal Pradesh and Queen Pineapple Mission in Tripura. President Draupadi Murmu launched a series of citizen-centric and sustainability-focused initiatives at Rashtrapati Bhavan on the completion of 4 years in office. The initiatives include an AI-based e-audio guide in 16 languages, the 3rd edition of e-Upahar online auction, a children's facility, and Rahi, a fare-free electric bus service operated by women drivers. The President also laid the foundation for projects under the Net Zero Energy Strategy, reaffirming her vision of making Rashtrapati Bhavan more accessible, inclusive and environmentally sustainable. Prime Minister Narendra Modi has said the government is continuously strengthening the country's examination system to ensure fairness and transparency. He said Parliament has passed a law with stringent provisions to curb paper leaks and protect students' futures. The Prime Minister stressed that a technology-driven examination system, tougher anti-paper leak laws and strict action against exam mafias are essential for safeguarding students' hard work and building a Viksit Bharat. Before winding up this news bulletin, here's a short recap. Chief Minister Conrad K. Sangma congratulates Kitkupar Nongsiet for securing a top 5 finish at the World Championship of Performing Arts in Las Vegas, calling it a proud moment for Meghalaya. IIM Shillong unveils an 8-foot bronze statue of former President Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam on his 11th death anniversary, reaffirming his vision of innovation and nation building. Prime Minister Narendra Modi urges young people to lead nation building, saying developed villages are the foundation of a developed India. And President Murmu launches digital green and inclusive initiatives at the Rashtrapati Bhavan. Today is more than just a beginning. It is a promise to keep information accessible, inclusive, meaningful, and every voice valued. Thank you for being part of this historic journey towards a more inclusive and accessible future. And with that, we conclude the very first edition of our weekly sign language news bulletin. We will be back next week with the roundup of the next week's top stories. Until then, stay informed, stay connected, goodbye, and have a wonderful weekend.